New York Yankees, Houston Astros, Jose Valerde, Houston Astros, Carl Crawford, Pedro Feliz, Daniel Hudson, Lance Berkman, Greinke Hernandez, Halladay, Juan Francisco, Ross Oglethorpe, Willie Ramirez, franchise history of Ricky Henderson, Matt Lattes, Randy Johnson, Baltimore Orioles, Eric Young Jr., Philadelphia Phillies, Willie Vanelli, St. Louis Cardinals, Gary Sheffield, Ken Phelps, Elvis Andrus, Ian Kinsler, Roberto Quintero, Dustin, David Eckstein, Curtis Granderson, Chris Pettit, Chris Cooley, Scott Kaiser, Vernon Wells, RBI leaders, Texera, Bay, Lynn, RBI home run leaders, Pena, Texera, Bay. Let's see here. Hudson Street, Jack Lackey, Travis Buck, Tyler Colvin, Tommy Venezuela, Michael Dunn, Mark Harrison, Joe Mauer, Pete Swisher, Nick Swisher, Angel Pagan, AL MVP winner Gerald Gillard, Chase Utley, Mark De La Russa, Pat Brewell, Tim Wickham. This is the 2010 top set factory. Ian Desmond is great condition too. Ryan Braun, Bruce Princefield Brewers. And I'm going to show these again. Mariners with Ichiro, the 5 cards, Derek Jeter, Pujols, factory set limited edition they're called. Ryan Howard, Hanley Ramirez, Steven Strasburg. Edwin Jackson, Carlos Gomez, James Shields, Adam Kennedy, Eric Aybar, Tim Hudson, Jarrett Jones, Jonathan Sanchez, John Smoltz playing for the Cardinals, Marco Stuttgart, Russell, Tony Gwynn Jr., Scott Baker, Shane Victorino, Ryan Dowmett, Rick Porcello, Garrett Mock, Jared Washington, Stadium of Giants, Orlando Cabrera for the Twins, Melvin Mora, Evan Giovanni Gallardo, franchise history of the Jays. Not the Blue Jays, the Rays. Hopefully I can get just give me a second. I'm just trying to get a little comfortable. Josh Butler, Andrew Bailey, Johnny Peralta, Placido Polanco, Andy Pettit, Texas Rangers, Jeff, Nate Sherons, Julio Lugo, Matt Carabas, Adams, Ramirez, Dontrell Willis, Milwaukee Brewers, Mike Hudley, Andrew Edison Vasquez, Cameron Maben, Clayton Richard, Chris Young, Ryan Zimmerman, Kayo Matsui, Robinson Cano, Mariners franchise history. There's Ichiro and probably Granderson. Red Sox, Dustin Pedroia, Chris Falonstad, Brandon Lyon, Rafael Soriano, Chris Carpenter, Nick Blackburn, Fernando Rudy, Aaron Alati. How you doing? Jared Crawford, how you doing? Carlos Mannard, Jay Bruce, Doug Fisher, Hoffman, Jake Peavy, Nelson Cruz, franchise history, Cesar Ramos, Chad Tangy, Tim Lincecum, Tommy Hanson, Albert Pujols, Chris Young, Luis Durago, Nick Johnson, Zach Greinke. Yeah, we're trying to keep comfortable in a chair with my back, and it's not really being successful. But we're doing what we can, and then maybe we can finish the set and go on to other things. Brad Kilby, Kyle Blanks, Deborah Spahn, Ivan Rodriguez, Victor Martinez, Marcus, Jose Guillen, Michael Brantley, Alex Rios, franchise history, Luke Scott, Alex Ramirez, Brett Anderson, Christian Guzman, Clone Figgins, Felipe Lopez, Doug Davis, Adam Jones, Gordon Beckham, Coco Crisp, Matt Lindstrom, Jason Grill, Joe Sanders, Frank Francisco, Adrian Beltre, Hall of Famer, John Neves, Bonnie Jones, Max Scherzer, Tevin Euclid, Josh Hamilton, Joe Nathan, Corey Ross, Pat Nesak, Bobby Abreu, Josh Johnson, Jerry Harrison, Omar Vizquel, Jonathan Peplion, Nefatic Feliz. These cards are in great shape, and in fact, I can take them out, and they're not going to fall over. Well, that's my luck. We'll get them done. All right, let's see here. Jackson, Gomez, Shields, Kennedy, Hudson, Jones, Sanchez, Smoltz, Scudder, Bryant, Jr., Baker, Victoriano, Dormont, Porcello, Monk, History, Cabrera, Mora, Terriot. Okay. This is the ones that I was doing before. Let me just look. Vernon Welsh. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the box. And we got these to do. I'm saying hi to those that are still there. Florida Marlins, Arizona Diamondbacks, Seth Smith, Alan Trammell, Landon Powell, franchise, Franklin Gutierrez, Paul Malcolm, Grady Sizemore, So what you got to say there, Mr. Jared? Trevor Carhill, Sean Rodriguez, Osaka, Mike Osaka. I can't say that. Jaden Worth, franchise history. Franchise history. Let's see here. Soriano, Miguel Cabrera, Ben Mazard, Derek Lowe. Carlos Zimbardo, Derek Jeter, Ian Snell, Glenn Perkins, Domingo Wang, George Searle, Michael Dubon, Brendan Ryan, Mark Haley, Emilio Bonfalo. Damn, bro. Carlos Gillian, Mike Napoli, Josh Quinlan, Casey Crotchman, Evan Longorio. Yeah, we're going through the 2009 set right now. Retail, Tommy Hunter, Carlos Beltran, Carlos Quinton, Miguel Ovid, Felix Pie, Franchise History, Grom, Johnny Damon, Seattle Mariners, Ryan Rowland and Smith. Hi. Damn, bro. That's cool. I know it is. Justin Verlander, Koji Willie Harris, David Huff, Alex Gorman, Hunter Pence, Brian Roberts, Mike Lau, Jeff Harley, Phil Koch, Omar Santos, Darren Herron, Pixar, Andy LaRoche, Trevor Taganen, Sin Su Chu, that's I'm presently in the picture of collecting all the sets that I am missing right now. Do I answer that question? I am a set collector. I do have some cards that are doubles and stuff. A set collector. And the sets that I build, I have extras. So if there's people out there with my email, you can send me. Even call me, text me, call me, and say, hey, I need this, I got that. We'll talk on, and I'll do a deal with someone. Trade wise, buy wise, whatever. And we have graded cards too. Soraya, Lee, Johnson, McCarthy. Yeah, I got a legacy for my children. Danya Navarro, Rzatsky. They're gonna go to my kids. They're gonna split them up, and then the rest of it will go in a lot when I go. they'll sell it. They'll get an estimate for it before it ever happens. So that way they don't get ripped off. Like, why not? Jake Westbrook, Jeremy Guthrie. Franchise history. Hi, I'm saying hi to everyone. Joe Drew, Mike Reynolds, Mike Bowden, AJ Przensky, Daniel Bard. Cards are kind of smooth. They don't stick together either. It's real cards. Chris Dickinson, David Arabasima, Josh Williamson, David Ortiz. That's a big card. Thanks for everyone for watching the video. It's kind of choppy, but you know, my back's been bothering me, and I wanted to get this set over with because I got more sets coming to the house. Giant Todd Wellmeter, Francisco de Lindor. No, I'm sorry, Francisco Rodriguez. Ross Deltwater, Aaron Howard, Ben Francisco, Jared LaMacchia, the Rangers, Dylan Young, Dallas Travis, Dallas Brazian, Clint Barnes, Los Angeles Dodgers, Heath Bell, Mike Billingsley, Jared Weaver, Murphy, Jose Canto, Derek Holland, Jordan Zimmerman, Urban Santana, Troy Tulowitzki, Scott Rowland, retired, Hall of Famer, Aaron Hill, Michael Kovro, Eric Norris, Jeremy Henrita. So there's 2 Hall of Famers in this. Well, actually, there's 3, technically soon to be 4 in this set. Luis Castillo, Brett Gardner, Casey McShee, Todd Helton. There's another. Francisco Uriano, Mary Papa. Colorado Rockies, Jeremiah, John Buck, Jeff Francis. Elman Young, Jason Monty, Valmuda, Bruley, Fields, Sholey, Gary Matthews, Michael Young, Lopez, Martin. Yeah, this is they're if you go back to these years, they're fairly cheap. Fuku, Lane, Ludwig, Metz, Morono. I'm missing, in sets that I'm missing, I just basically pick here and there. I'll go past and then I'll go present. Pennington, Dara, Brett Cecil, Feldman, Rollins. Jacob Ellsbury, Carlos Pena, Luke Touchever, Joe Chamberlain, Chicago White Sox, Derek Oda, Jason Brasser, Jordan Shep, Martin Pratt, Whittle LeBlanc, Brandon Webb, Mike Peltry, Gillette Thomas, Wandy Rodriguez, Texas Rangers, Joe Pinell, Andy Marte, Roy Oswalt. Yeah, these cards are fresh. Randy Ragin, J.R. Howell, Aaron Harang, Carlos Gonzalez, Torrey Hunter, Mario Bird, John Santana, Matt Can, Ryan Madsen, Rafael Flugo, franchise sisters for the Rangers, and that's Nolan. Nick Pute, Corey Hart, Chad Duvals, Milky Cabrera. Oh, I got more. There's probably 400 cards to do. Franchise history of the Cardinals, New York, Diamondbacks, Braves, Matt Diaz, Clay Bullholes, Felix Hernandez. Oh, Felix Hernandez was a beast. He was a beast. Ev Garcia Para when he was on the Mariners, I think. He's also franchise history. Toronto Blue Jays. Hanley Ramirez. Brewers. 04 franchise history. Adam Jones. Bird watching. It's kind of sad. The bird, I'm hoping that with the trade from or the release of Alonso to the Orioles, I hope they play well. I'm not an Orioles fan per se, but baseball, you always like to see credit where credit's due. That's a good team. Rafael Ibanez, Red Sox team, Phil Hughes, Nick Marcus, Alberto Calasarpo, Connor Jackson, franchise history. Reds, Raymond Hernandez, New York Yankees. Albert Escobar, Chris Tillman, Mercer. I've got Chuck Knobloch and John Smoltz. Franchise history, Oakland Red Sox, Joe Lester. Alex Rodriguez. Jack Wilson, franchise history. Nationals, Ronnie Wolin, Fred Lewis, history. Chipper Jones, Ryan Braun, franchise history. Willie Reyes, Miguel Montero, Upton, Oliver Perez, Matt Garza, Kristen, Alex Burnett, Franklin Morales, James Looney, Michael Saunders, Chase Headley, Ryan Wilson. Reddy Garcia, Mike McCoy, Dan Renzer, Blake DeWitt, Dan Ugla, Mike Kyle Kendrick, Ryan Peavy, Paul Konerko, Edward Pateria, well, thanks for the likes, I guess. What I wanted to do was to do every set that I could possibly do. That I want, Hayward, Texera, Abreu, Howard, Flowers, Bobson. I might do some older sets too. It might be a little bit beat up because they're just so damn expensive. Steve Pearce, Jeff Supman, JP Towles, Sizemore, Ruben Tejeda, Rogers, Raymore, Jackson, Yadimir Molina, Randy Wells, Colin Blaster, Derek Bolton, Armin, Chris Russell, had to square myself up. Nate McClough, Chris Getz, Ryan Sweeney, Lasting Mileage, Eric Chavez, Sanchez, Drew Alex Craig, Mike Leake, Rays, celebrate, well, the Rays time. Let's see here. Bautista Cerrode for Fortisa Carmona, Jeff Mathis, Brian Fuentes, Ujamina, Ross, Carlos Monteserios, Chapman, Trevor Crow, Kevin Cultural Manager, Rusty Hughes, Jesse English, Jeremy Major, Jordan Morio, Jordio Santos, Mike Albius, he's on Ray J. Davis, Scott Downs, Logan Odgeresk, and Scott Shields. Jason Kendall, Joe Blatton, Darren Instad, George De La Russa, Buster Posey. Look at that. That's what I was looking for. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. Besides the Strasburg card, that's the card that I wanted to find. Chris Leonel, Joey Votto's probably second year. Chris Snyder, Andrew Huff, David Wright. David Wright going on his last year too. Ryan Dempster, Adam Lynn, Mike Cameron, franchise history. Adam Wainwright, Drew Stubbs. Ted Tuttley, Dustin Ducheber, Josh Bard, Elvis Andros, Dodgers history, Matt Laporta, franchise history of the Pirates, Josh Beckett, what a pitcher he was. What a pitcher Beckett was. Hey, Hank Blackhawk, CC Sabathia, Tim Stauffer, Miguel Hatta, Francisco Cordero, Gordon Allen, Billy Butler, Brandon Riaz, Carlos Delgado, Chris Davis, Freddie Sanchez, Sharon Martinez, another Hall of Famer, Kevin Gregg, Andrew McCutcheon, soon to be a Hall of Famer, Brandon Inge, Rays, Derek Lee, Mickey Mantle, Johnny Cueto, David Hernandez. Yeah, the Mantle card. They put that in every once in a while on sets, particularly the factory set. I got it in a pack of cards on the 26s, Series 1. I was very fortunate to get that. Adam LaRoche, Joe Maine, Kansas City Royals, David DeJesus, Andre Iguodala, Vladimir Guerrero, Scott Harrison, Kelly Shopath, Craig Counsell, Rich Jordan, Tim Wakefield, Ty Wheatington, Orlando Hudson, J.A. Johnson Bay, Nick Alonso, McCasco, Mike Teixeira, David Price, N.J. Higuaina, Jeff Samozia, Ben Zobrist, Mike Hampton, Barry Zito, Nick Flowers, Stoner, Hart, Weeks, Sweeney, Morrow, Mets history. Matt Kemp, Ian Stewart, Ian Kinsler, Chris Conklin, Jack Hust, Daniel Murphy, Joe Mauer, Kendrick, Skip Shoemaker, Garland, Kerry Wood, what a pitcher he was, Tagnon, Church, Kevin Correa, Reed Gorke, Gio Gonzalez, Lee Robinson, Jeff Franklin, Frankie Kerr, Frank Herr, something like that. Sandoval, Jermaine Dye, Ryan Franklin, Roy Halladay, Dexter Fowler, Kevin Millwood, Eric Bedward, Andrew Bailey, Andrew Jones, another Hall of Famer, Zach Duke, Escobar, Gamble, gosh, Ojan, Molina, Kern, Phillips, Lance Berkman, Jar Jar Jens, Garrett Anderson, Jeff Lee, Cliff Lee, Edwin Encarnacion, Jason A., John Lehman, D-backs, Ken Griffey Jr., Robinson Diaz, Bailey, Morales, Penny, Ichiro, Palmer, Soto, Rivera, Floyd, C.J. Wilson, Nolan Reynolds, David Piercy, Travis Harner, Aaron Cunningham, Travis Snyder, franchise history. Boy, that's an old picture. Wow, two of them. They're young there. Conception and bench. AJ Burnett, Art Attack, Brian Bannister, Carl Pavano, Brad Happ, Joe Zamaya, Andy Sonnerstein, Urbano Jimenez, Brett Myers. Daniel McCutcheon, Eric Barnes, Kurt Suzuki, Jose Urabi, Brian McCann, Rod Bartletus, Jackson Kubel, Leo Nunez, Zach Greinke, Andre Ether, Ryan Soul, Spill Bores, Bobby Crosby, Detroit Tigers, Jeff Hanneman, Ronnie Sedano, Randy Wolf, Cole Hamels, Andy Ramirez, Madison Bumgarner, Niger Morgan, Juan Rivera, Rocco Bellatelli, Caesar Iturrez, Carlos Carrasco, Ricky Romero, Casey Blake, Prince Fielder, Mike Gonzalez, Abraham Cabrera, batting average leaders, Ramirez, Sandoval, Pujols, Milton Bradley, Angels, Mariners, Twins, Reds. Wainwright, Carpenter, and De La Ruca, wins leaders. Adam Gonzalez, Adrian Gonzalez, Ed Holiday, Josh Stoll, Chicago Cubs. Red Sox breakdown, background, Adam Dunn. ERA leaders, Michicum, Carpenter, Gerber, Adam Moore, Atlanta Braves, Neil Walker, Yankees, Jose Posada, Clayton Kershaw, San Diego Padres, franchise history 97 and 03, history for the Marlins, 2007, franchise history for Red Sox, batting leader Jeter, Diamondbacks, Stephen Drew, fourth win leaders Hernandez, Verlander, Fielder, Howard, Pujols. RBI leaders, franchise history, Cleveland Indians, Justin Upton, and franchise history of the Brewers. So now I got to put the set together. In order, and the good cards come out of it, obviously. That set had really no issues that I saw in it. Hopefully I'm going to do another set next week. We got some other stuff too coming. But thank you for your time. Keep collecting those stars, rookies, inserts, autos. These are the big cards. The Ichiro card. Ken Griffey card. Card. And this bird. There's a bunch of other cards in that set that I'd go through. I'll have to show them at a later time. But thank you for your time.